Good evening and welcome to the Drive at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station. I'm your host, Roman. We have a great show planned for you today. Don't forget to stay tuned to my girl, Rochelle, Warriors Talk, after the Drive at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com. It's me today because a lot has gone on. And I'm totally pissed off about it. And the reason why is because my neighborhood in the Austin community, if you haven't heard what happened, I'm just going to tell you. Teens decided to go to this block on West End, Lemoyne, and over 2,000 teens drinking, smoking. All of a sudden, shots rang out. People got hurt. And people got killed. In the surrounding areas of West End, they still saying that the police, they don't know whether it was related or not. And I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, what the hell? What the hell? And I'm not just saying it to the community. I'm saying it to the damn police officers. Now, you probably have a different view, but there's no way in hell, in my view, in my view, that people didn't call 911. People didn't call 911. People didn't just let it happen the way it happened. 2,000 people. Whether it was 1,000, 2,000, it doesn't make no damn sense. That many people on one block and nobody didn't call the police. And if I was a reporter at that damn press conference, I would have said, how many people called 911 and what was the response in that area? I repeat, how many people called 911? Because 1,000 people? I was watching CBS 2 Chicago, a reporter. The guy was cleaning up trash, and it was a lot of it. And I'm very upset about this because this is my neighborhood. My neighborhood. You cannot sit there and say to me that no one called 911. A lot of people say, well, you know what, Roman, maybe they was enjoying themselves and then it got chaotic. That's BS. There are seniors that live in that area. 2,000 people quiet. There are seniors that live there in that area. I know that for a fact. I know people over there. And you just can't sit there and tell me it just got out of hand. People lived there in 2000 teens. The police said after the fact it was on social media. If you knew it was on social media, why you didn't stop it or prevent it? If you knew it was on social media, a life could have been saved. Not one, not two, but 3 lives could have been saved. Now, here we go again, burying somebody that didn't deserve to die. All because of BS. And I said this over and over. If you pay attention, intellectual radio family, if you pay attention to what I'm saying, and here's what I'm saying to you. Where are the damn legislators? Where are they? And I'm going to give you some policies because I'm a firm believer if you can disagree, let's disagree. Because we are saying there's nothing for teens out there to do. Okay, we can disagree with that because my philosophy is I don't know how many damn press conference. I don't know how many I've read in the paper of not-for-profit organizations that receive money and said, we can handle it. We can open our doors. Now you have the Trump administration, which I'm going to get to that, by the way, cutting Job Corps. Where are they going to go? How are they going to get training? All these organizations, now I'm not saying all these organizations have failed these teens and our children, but I am seeing that they're just folding their hands up. We're trying, but you're getting the money. There's nothing to do. I don't care if your mom, your dad has to go somewhere else. And that's what's been going on with middle class blacks. I'm taking my son out of this school. We're going to go to the suburbs. You're going to stay with your auntie over there. What's going on? That we're not standing up. What's going on? That we're not asking the real questions. How many times that the neighborhood called 911 and what was the reaction of the police? Because lives could have been saved. But no, we didn't do that at all. We didn't do that at all. We didn't say that at all. Not one reporter said that. How many calls? But we sure in the hell reported that it was 1,000 to 2,000 teens that was there. There was drinking liquor. They were smoking. And I keep on saying this over and over and over again. Where and I'm just going to be honest because I'm ranting and it's going to be a hell of a rant today. Where in the hell is the damn NAACP when you need them? I don't care, west side, south side, east side, north side, whatever in the hell you call yourself. Where are you? Why are you not putting the media on notice? Ask the real damn questions instead of fumbling around. How many times that neighborhood called 911 and what was the damn response? That's what I want to know. I will understand if it was a group of teens and stuff like that. And sometimes I'm seeing the police officers just roll past, just riding past, and you're like, what the hell? You're riding past. Now they're saying, no, you don't break it up. No, you just flash your damn lights on. You just flash the blue lights. And the teens are still doing it. They're still twerking. The music's still playing. You're not getting them on noise or ordinance. You're not getting them on that. Seniors live on that block, and I keep on saying, what happened? How is this is allowed? I had a talk with our executive producer, Earl Winfrey, and I'm going to bring this up on air. And he said, you know what? When it comes to blacks, we always blame the parents. But when it comes to whites, we don't. Oh, they just acting out. They're just relieving themselves. They're sowing their royal oats and stuff like that. And this is what my response. I understand you make a perfect point, but here it goes. We got too many damn organizations that's out here that claims they will do the job, and they have failed. We have too many people that's out there right now. And I'm going to give you an example because this is a rant. It's not going to be in alphabetical order. Right now, we got the Texas delegation here in Chicago, right? The Texas delegation here in Chicago, right? And our governor said, you know what? Come stay at the hotel for free and stuff like that. And he said something that nobody catch, even the media. He said, Donald Trump said, I'm going to come to your state. I'm going to bring the FBI over there. And he's like, well, I'm going to tell you where they're located, where they are, but you just can't get them. What the hell? And I'm sorry for saying it like that. I'm like, dude, you're the governor. If you set foot in my state, you're going to register so we will know who in the hell you are. And if you try your best to take one of them, we're going to arrest you for kidnapping. Isn't that strategy? Isn't that something to think about? Isn't that something that Arsenio Hall used to say, But we got a governor that's sitting there saying, okay, he's a billionaire. But this billionaire is not making sure that black organizations, not for profit, is properly getting paid to do the job. Why not for profit organizations are not doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's because of this word. I don't know what this word is. I think it starts with an F. It's called funding. Funding goes a long way. But I will say this, and again, it's my answer to our previous conversation with our executive producer. Funding makes the world go round. But at the same token, you got to do what you say you're going to do, because if you're not, that what you saw last weekend, that what you saw at the Bilickin is going to continue. It hurts me and it ticks me off that I see online fights at the Bilickin. I used to work at Central City Production. It used to be on Channel 9. I was out there at 5:00 in the morning, and my people was sleeping in sleeping bags, saying, "Oh, I just can't wait to see the South Shore drill team. Oh, I just can't wait to see the parade. I can't wait to see Cheryl Burton jumping rope. I just can't wait." I'm talking to my nephew, And I said, I used to take him every single year when he was little. Every single year. He said, I'm going to go afterwards because they like to get rowdy. They like to fight. We got too many organizations. Too many organizations. And you allow fights to happen at the Bilickin parade? That is ours? Where are you, the AKAs? The Deltas? Where are you, the fraternities? Where are you, Muslim brothers? Where in the hell are you? You're nowhere to be found. You talk all that bull crap. But the only thing I see is nothing. Tell me if I'm wrong. You're out there and you didn't even say, you know what? We're going to have the Sigmas out there, the Deltas, the the big dogs, whatever fraternities, sororities, to say, you know what? You F around, you're going to find out. You don't have to worry about the police. You got to worry about us. Where are the fraternities? Where are the sororities? It is time for the Divine Nine. And I said this on my last rant. Stop thinking about yourself because you're selfish. Stop thinking about yourself. It's more than us. Let me put it this way. Let me rephrase this. It's more than just you. And people say, "Oh, you got to if you want to join the sorority or the fraternity, you got to do this. We're all about community." What is your own community? What about somebody else? We're all about community. If you're all about community, then open up a damn school. Stop thinking about Southside some damn time. And I'm sorry for cursing because I'm very passionate about this. We got enough of us to open up our own CPS system. I am broke. I am so broke. I can't even spell broke. I know it starts with a B, but I put whatever dime, nook, and cranny to help second chance ex-felons. I just don't talk about it. I be about it. I don't sit there every single day and say how I'm going to get money to put in my damn pocket. Oh, I'm going to open up a not-for-profit. I'm going to say I love the babies. I love the kids. But at the same token, how many lives you have changed? And that's the question you need to ask these politicians that's running. How many lives you have changed legislatively? I'm not talking about you tried. No, it's not about that. Especially if you've been a state representative for almost 20 damn years. I'm not saying if you're a legislator that's been there for close to 20 years and you only did four things, how many lives you have changed through policy. How many lives you have changed. It's not enough to just go through the alley and clean. No, those times are over with. It's not enough to knock on a grandmom's door, the neighbor, and say, "Oh, come on, mom, let's go shopping." It's those times are over with. What have you done? And I'm going to tell you this, intellectual family, we got to be smart with this election. We got to be smart, because somebody that's black doesn't mean sugar honey iced tea. It doesn't mean a thing, because you will have another doggone Clarence Thomas in the Supreme Court with his Oreo butt. He's such a disappointment in the black community because guess what? He says he's not black. He said it. Look it up. You don't want an Oreo representing a community that has no resources. And I said this every single time. I don't understand. And tell me if I'm wrong. How come homes in Inglewood that parts of Inglewood that barely has no resources, food deserts and stuff like that, homes are $500,000? That includes Austin. The crime is up. A lot of people say, "Oh, crime is down." Like people would say that's BS. Because how can crime is down, but carjacking is up? Robbery is up. Fights on the CTA, robbery on the CTA are up. Don't just take my word. Please Google it. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But the last time I checked, it's there. I keep on saying this to people all the time. We got to do better. We got to do better. And I said this and I said, I hope and I prayed that I'm wrong. But every single time it turns out I am right. We do not have the unity that we used to have. We as a family supposed to do the things that we supposed to do. Yes, we're going to disagree and we're going to continue disagreeing because I see one thing, you see another, but there is an equilibrium, family. There is an equilibrium. There's a middle ground. At the Bilickin, we used to have the sororities, the fraternities and stuff like that. They used to volunteer. Where are they? Am I wrong? They used to help the community. It was all about community. Same thing with the Masons. You're all about community, right? Then where are you? The Muslims, brothers, instead of selling bean pies and final call, why you're not protecting us? Why you're allowing Jasmine Crockett getting death threats? And she's a divine 9 too. But you're going to let Trump dog her? I remember one time that Minister Louis Farrakhan, because there was so many death threats against Barack Obama. And he said this, and it was all over the internet. It was all over social media, all over, right? He said, you touch one hair on Barack Obama or Michelle Obama or any of his kids, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Where is that Louis Farrakhan? Where are those Muslim brothers? They're in Chicago, right? So Are you going to protect those sisters? You're going to you're going to protect Jasmine Crockett? You're going to protect the queens of Texas? Because you got Muslim organizations down there. You're just going to allow it. We have one of the largest populations in damn Texas, and we're going to allow Republicans to do whatever in the hell they want to do. All blacks can take it. I don't know how many times I have said this about the 14th Amendment, and look it up and start memorizing it. It's important. The 25th Amendment, I said this last year. It's important to protect it. And what Trump is doing is an executive order this, executive order that, executive order this, and it has a year to 2 to be implemented. But he's fast tracking it because of court. And if I was a legislator, a U.S. representative, this is what I would do. And I will call for it. Number one, we got to protect home first. That's why I have a problem with our attorney general. That's why I call him lazy. Because number one, you supposed to throw the kitchen sink at this administration, and you have not. You don't join other states. We're Chicago. We're Illinois. We're Illinois. We have our own mind. And I said this on previous rants. Why you didn't bring this into court? Why you didn't slap an injunction on Gregory Abbott, or what we call Hot Wheels, according to Jasmine Crockett? They tried to censor her. Where is the Divine Nine to protect her? Where are the fraternities to protect her? That's why people don't want to join some of these organizations, because you're a big disappointment. And yeah, I said it, and I don't care. Prove me wrong, because it doesn't make sense that 2,000 teens in a neighborhood where you have not-for-profit, all these churches that claim they do something on Sunday. We got to pray for the next school year. Trump have cut that basically hampered the CPS system. These kids will not get hot meals. And some of them, and I'm not saying all, some of them, that's probably the only meal they're going to get. Because the mother probably be on drugs, the daddy, it's a whole host of things. But when you tamper the food, guess what's going to happen? The child's going to act out. The child is going to rob. Nobody cares about that child. Where are the Divine Nine? Where are the Muslims? Stop selling bean pies and final calls and get out on these streets right now. Only us can protect us. Where are the South Side, the West Side Black Panthers? Stop putting camouflage on like you're about something, and then all of a sudden you're not. It's upsetting that you have people, ex-felons, that will sit there and say, tell them their story. There are ex-felons that's out there that's doing way more than some of these organizations that's millions of dollars, getting millions of dollars from the state. And stop with the doggone friendship, whatever ship that you have. Oh, I know this person, so I'm going to give them $1.2 million. And it's just sitting there. What's going on with these organizations? I'm saying this. The Divine Nine is a big disappointment because guess what? The Soros, yes, I'm getting on you. You supposed to be blasting these female rappers going on stage with panties on. And I'm seeing black women going to corner stores with what? Panties on. And then you don't want men to look? Come on. You're pushing a stroller with panties on. And don't get me started with leggings and you don't have underwear. Divine Nine. Where your job? What is your job? Your job is about community, right? Your job's supposed to teach, preach, and take the lost and found in our community and make those sisters better. Turn those sisters into queens. Where are you? Stop worrying about self because the Divine Nine is selfish. And I said it. You disagree? I'm going to read your comments. You want to respond? Respond. You want to come on this show? Come on. I have sororities, sorors, fraternity people come on the show. And I ask them the question in front of their face. What have you done? I do the same with politicians. That's why some of the politicians say, oh, no, we're not coming on the drive at 5. He treats it like 60 minutes. What the hell you expect? I'm sick and tired of some of these preachers, and I'm not saying all, because if you think I'm attacking you, you are the problem. Preachers, stop putting these churches next to a church, next to a church, next to a church. We have legislations, you got to be this feet. Nothing but churches, barbershops, and daycare centers. How we're going to get tax money, all of them not for profit. How we getting money? That's why they're pricing us out of our neighborhoods. Let's think about this, family, and let's think about this long and hard. We got to do better. I have seen not-for-profit profits that are phenomenal in doing whatever they can. And I have seen brothers and sisters that are doing the work. And I know you can't please everyone, but at least try. I'm not seeing fraternities trying. I'm not seeing the Masons trying. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing the men that's wearing the purple t-shirts and gold. I forgot the names. Out there, you're marching deep into neighborhoods. Okay. You're on the mic talking about the Bible. I respect that. That's good. Okay. At the end of the day, have you brought that sister and that brother? Have you changed their life? At the end of the day, because they see you walk around professional, have you changed their life? I have seen women with bra and panties, and sometimes they're wearing Daisy Dukes without underwear. And you don't think a guy like me gonna look? Hell yeah, I'm gonna look. As any man, they gonna look. Have respect for yourself, because guess what? You wonder why men act the way they act? It's because you're imitating what you see on television, on the internet. You see what and I said this over and over and over again. Real Housewives of Atlanta is defining the Black woman. And then you wonder why you're getting the response. Why men doesn't come up to me because he's scared of sexual harassment. Why they don't want to talk to me at a grocery store because you roll your eyes. Why men always hitting on me because they see something, they want to be greeting, and they move on. You can't say good morning. You can't say good afternoon. Come on, that ticks me off. 2,000 people in one neighborhood, in one block, and they get on people's cars, twerking on people's cars, leaning on cars that are not theirs, and you don't want nobody to trip. That's their property. That's why it should be mandatory. Before you graduate, you're going to take etiquette courses. You're going to learn how to respect yourself. And then on top of that, stop waking up without washing yourself. Smelling like yesterday. Get on a bus, you can tell. Hair not combed, you put a bonnet on. And kids, come on. I remember there was a time that your mom and your dad wouldn't even allow you to go outside because you're going to have a nice shirt, button-up shirt, jeans or pants or something like that to just go to the store. I'm telling you this, and the reason I'm getting angry is because while we're doing where are fans at? Crack, where my fans at? Crack. Trump is doing where his fans at and cracking at each and every legislation that we fought hard for by executive order. And we have an attorney general of the state of Illinois. It's not even combating that, putting the shield up. If you come to Illinois, we're going to protect you. Every time I see Kwame Raoul, I just like, ugh, ugh, ugh. That's how much he grossed me out. All that learning. And then we say, give a Black man a chance. This Haitian, and don't get it wrong, and listen to me correctly. He is Haitian. And I love the Haitian community. I will fight. I fought hard for Haitians, the African community. I say, come on, and give them resources. I cannot believe that a Haitian attorney general would sit there, arms folded like this, and just allow stuff to happen. We got to be proactive instead of reactive. We got to play BizWiz or Uno and slap the card down. We got to put a shield up because guess what? Trump threw it out there, and I said this over and over again. And listen to me clearly. Y'all think that Trump was kidding when he said, and I quote, and I'm paraphrasing, not quote, that he didn't say black people, he said people in the past in the cornfields, tilting, pulling up crop. And I'm seeing an ink spot. Any black people that represents Donald Trump ought to be a damn shame of themselves. Money is not everything. And I know you got to pay bills. I know that Ed can't wait. I understand that. But sometimes you can't let a brother go down. You can't let a sister go down, because the way he's treating immigrants, he's going to treat us. I keep on saying he's a racist MF. He's one of the racists. His father was racist. But we have people that want to vote for him and still support him, because this thing starts with a T, taxes. That's not for you. That's from that 1%ers. And I keep on saying he's a Ronald Reagan 2.0. Reaganomics, people. Reaganomics. The rich, and they think it trickled down to the poor. It does not. It does not. The job reports, our black women are suffering. They have the highest unemployment rate right now. Black men are to follow. But however, we as blacks, we will find a way to get out of it. That's why I'm saying, why in the hell are we buying fans and cowboy hats and all that stuff that basically fund other races and ethnicities, and we need to worry about home? Women needs to stop wearing panties in public, because men going to look, and you don't want that type of men or that type of energy, because they will say, well, hell, you're wearing it, what you expect? You want people to look at you. You're not Beyonce, you're not this. That's entertainment. Know the difference. You're not performing. Even if you are performing, why would you wear something like that around your kids? And I'm going to go even further. During the pandemic, when they was doing teaching online with computers and stuff like that, why would you walk around naked around your kid, your child? Why? But you want to blame men. And then I'm going to get on the men. There is no way that black men should allow black women to be disrespected like that. There is no way that I'm seeing online, and basically I see it, and I can't believe it, that the way that some of these men, and you're not checking them and say, brother, calm yourself. You know what? If you feel that way, go somewhere else. We can't eat in peace no more. And another thing, to the Divine Nine, to the Soros, you need to talk to these women about wearing the panties. But to the black men, the fraternities, why in the hell you're not stopping these teens from wearing hoodies? It's hot as hell out there. Why they're wearing hoodies? Why they're wearing tight ass jeans? Why are they wearing masks to cover up their face? That's why they're getting stopped by the police. That is why they are saying, what you got on you? What you got on you? It's 90 degrees out there. There's no way you should be wearing a hoodie. It's going to be 100 degrees this weekend. And I'm seeing people at the Bilickin parade online wearing hoodies, sweating like Jack and a Beanstalk. Come on. It's sad. And you want people to join. It's sad to the NAACP that you're not defending black women like you should. It's sad that we have the Urban League that's not defending us, but they say and they claim they're with us. Which one are you? Our neighborhoods is in disarray. Our teens. We got some teens that's out there that want to do good. We need to get midnight basketball back. We need to have those type of conversations. But it's not coming fast enough. It's just not. Because we waited too long. We sat on our butts entirely too long. We sat on our butts entirely too long. We cannot police our way out of this. We cannot, organization our way out of this. We got to stand together. Yes, we need to be a parent, but there's this thing called a village. And to these parents, guess what? When your child is wrong, your child is wrong. Your child is wrong. Your child is wrong. Don't sit there and say, you know what, you chastise my child. And sometimes your child is bad. You know your child. You know your children. It came out of you. You know your child. Remember the pandemic, you was begging the teachers to take them back because you realized how bad they were. You like, oh my God, I didn't know. You knew. And kudos to the teachers, man. They're trying their best. Sometimes it's like you need cover and coverage, and I know this. They don't pay you enough to be the psychologist, be the parent. And sometimes the male teachers are trying their best, but you should know. You should check their book bags before they leave. Girls, especially in high school, are going to the bathroom and they're changing their clothes to what you see on the videos. And these principals need to kick them out, back out, wear something decent. It's a shame that we have to go through that. It's a shame that we have to chastise the Black Muslims, the Divine Nine, because they're not doing their job. The politicians in Chicago is not doing their job. But he gave me a ham. He gave me a turkey, so I'm going to vote for him. Keep on thinking that way. Keep on thinking that way. Keep on thinking that way. And we have a president, because he's not my president. We have a president that's right up in the White House. Not the Black House, the White House. People sit there and say, I'm not voting for Kamala Harris because, you know what, because of the economy. That's BS. I said it before, and I'm going to call a spade a spade. That's not it. That you did it because she was Black. She was a female. Okay, here's one more that nobody's not talking about, because the percentage was up a little bit. And this goes why Blacks are not standing toe to toe with Hispanics. Because you think you're better than us. And it's sad. It's sad. Here's another thing. Because Kamala Harris married a white man. And some sisters and brothers that I talked to didn't like that. What I'm saying in essence is, before I go, I'm saying two things that I said over and over and over and over again on this show. Number one, while people are saying, look over here, look over there, look over there, you don't. You know what you need to look at? The opposite. That's one. Two, the Constitution, learn it. The 14th and the 25th Amendment. Only J.D. Vance can do that, the 25th, because he's insane. Number three, a lot of people are not going to like this, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Number three, get on your legislators, get on your aldermen to protect us. It doesn't make sense to me that we have majority Black in the state of Illinois and we get less federal and state contracts. It doesn't make sense that we have majority of Blacks in city council, but we don't get the contracts. But I'm a lonely host on a drive at 5. What do I know? A lot of people say I don't know anything. But I will tell you this much. If we don't learn what's going on, we're going to get rolled over and steamrolled on our civil rights. Our civil rights that our ancestors died for. And if we don't protect it in the state of Illinois, guess what's going to happen? There's this thing called Jim Crow. There's this thing called Black Law. Look it up. Look it up. There's this guy by the name of Andrew Johnson, one of the worst racist president known to man. And he was impeached. And they said, we're not going to repeat this history again. And guess what? We're on the cusp of doing that. That's going to do it for us on the Drive at 5. Thanks to Earl Winfrey, our executive producer. Wanda behind the scenes. You guys have a wonderful week.